Hi. So, if you're a teacher who knows that you want to transition into a corporate job, but you've kind of been putting it off because you just the thought of what you needed to do first was just kind of like overwhelming. Like, where do you start where you're transitioning? Do you figure out which job you want first? Do you start with your resume first? Do you start trying to talk to people who've already transitioned first? Like, there's so many questions that you kind of feel like you need to answer that you just really just decide to put it off. So if that's you, I am here to help. Hi, my name is Lisa Carter. I'm a job search coach. And what I do is I help professionals who are just amazing at what they do learn critical job skills so they can reconnect or connect with work that they love. So with that said, I lately have been fielding a lot of questions from teachers who are transitioning into corporate jobs, and they just have a lot of questions, most of them around what are the first steps that I should take, and how in the heck do I transition my teaching experience into corporate experience. So that's a lot to talk about all at once. So today I want to start by talking with you about just some basic steps you can take now while you're still teaching to prepare for your transition because, it's coming. So with that said, I'm going to give you 3 basic steps that you need to take. Now, I have to warn you, I am not traditional and conventional in any way, not really. What I teach comes from years of working with professionals, people straight out of college, people who are in jail, people who have just gotten out of jail. Like, I have worked with just a lot of people to teach them the skills they need to connect with work. And so what I'm going to share with you today, these 3 steps are not conventional, but they are super effective and super practical. So if you're ready, here we go. So the first step that I want you to take in terms of preparing yourself for your transition, and you're going to think this is a little crazy, but just hang in there with me. Step number 1 is you're going to be creating a job search plan, like a daily, weekly, monthly plan. The first part of that plan is to schedule yourself for activities that help you keep yourself in a mental and physical kind of state of positivity. I know how that sounds. I really do know how that sounds. But I have been through this a lot. And I'm telling you what I know, this is a non-negotiable. You have got to do it. You cannot skip this step. I want you to start off by just making a list of things that you can do daily, weekly, monthly to keep yourself in just a positive mental and physical state. For me, and believe it or not, this was a shock for me when I discovered it. But I literally have to go to the gym every morning, Monday through Friday, and do a mile on the treadmill. Who knew, right? I also really love to drive. Like, I like to just get in my car, take a drive out to the country. That helps relax my mind. I need you to come up with 2 to 3 things that you can do on a weekly or monthly basis to help keep you sane. It is non-negotiable. You cannot skip this step. You can't roll your eyes in the back of your head and say, seriously, Lisa, there are just more important things that I need to do. Trust me when I tell you there isn't. Come up with that list of 2 or 3 things and be prepared to incorporate that into your job search plan when you're ready to build out the whole plan. Step number 2, I want you to write down your work history for the last 10 years. Now, when I say work history, I'm talking about employment. I'm talking about your side hustles. I'm talking about volunteer opportunities. Whatever work you've done, paid, unpaid, you need to write down the title of what that was and then everything that you did in as much detail as you can possibly muster in plain English. Like, do not pull your hair out trying to figure out how you can make this document something amazing. Nobody's going to see it but us. Like, seriously. But it is critical and foundational to the piece of the job search that is what I call like the mechanical piece. So it's going to be critical to you choosing a job. It's going to be critical to you building your resume. It's going to be critical to you creating your LinkedIn profile. It's going to be critical to you preparing for your interviews with the recruiter and the hiring manager, and even negotiating your salary. Now, I know you don't understand why that might be right now, but trust me when I tell you step number 2, again, critical, non-negotiable, you have so gotta do it. All right. So don't pull your hair out. Take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and just get it done. Right. And then number three is non-negotiable as well. So in your life, you have people that you've connected with at work, at church, alumni. Like there's this whole group of people that you have some type of connection with. I want you, if you don't already have a LinkedIn profile, to create one. If you have one, I want you to check to see if you have a minimum of 500 connections. And if you don't, I want you to start reaching out to your network and just sending them a connection request. Now, I hope you're not like me and you just overthink it. Don't overthink it. If you graduated from XYZ University, look them up on LinkedIn. Look at the alumni groups and organizations that they have. Start reaching out to people. You want the people that you knew really well. You want especially those people that you know their name, they know your name, you kind of recognize each other's face before. Those people are your sweet spot. So I want you to just start sending them connection requests. Say something like, hey, so-and-so, it's, Lisa, we went to blank blank together, or we were a part of this church group together, or we went skiing together, whatever the thing is. And I was thinking about you, just wanted to connect. And that's it. Like, keep it so simple. Connections are going to be super important to you, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is especially important. 85% of recruiters look for candidates on LinkedIn. 20 million people get jobs from people on LinkedIn that they barely know. So while you have the time, while it's not critical, I want that to be your first or your third step. So those are the 3 things that I need you to do. I know they sound unconventional. I know they kind of sound like, seriously, like, do I really need to do that? Trust me, when it is time for you to start your transition, you are going to be so grateful that you did it now. You're literally going to be weeping like, Lisa, thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So that is where I want you to start. And then the last thing that I want you to do, the 4th step, which is not really part of this, is I want you to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you're not already connected to me, just go to either Lisa Carter or Recruiter Ready Career Services and link up with me on LinkedIn, or connect with me on LinkedIn, because when we're connected, you can see my posts, you can see my videos, and all of those will help you as you prepare to transition. Now, for those of you who have already started the transition process and you are feeling a little lost in the sauce and you're not quite sure if your resume is effective, you're doing interviews, but you're not hearing back, like you're just not quite sure if what you're doing is working or the right thing, I want you to know that I am going to set up a group coaching program. I'm going to invite 5 people to participate, no more than 5 people. We're going to talk about basic job search strategy. I'm going to help you get set up with that. We're going to talk about job search mechanics. We're going to go from everything from which job you should look for, to your resume, to interviewing, to salary negotiations, to LinkedIn profiles. Like all the mechanics of job searching, we're going to go through that, and I'm going to help support you through that process. And then the second half of the program is whatever you need it to be, right? So I pay for a lot of coaching. It's expensive. And no matter how much I pay, I always leave the coaching thinking, man, I wish I had access to just this one more thing. I'm going to give that to you. I want to make sure that after you finish our group coaching, and I'm going to run the sessions for about 2.5 to 3 weeks, that you have everything that you need to feel confident, comfortable, ready to hit the ground running, and just, as my son would say, kind of killing the game as you job search, right? So if you are already job searching, you're feeling a little lost in the sauce, and you know that you know that you know that you need a little help, I'm going to put my Calendly scheduler at the bottom. Schedule 20 minutes with me. We will honestly talk about where you are. I'll answer any questions that you have, where you want to be, and then we'll discuss whether or not you feel coaching is right for you. If you just need me to look at your resume real quick and say yay or nay, I'm down for that. If you just need me to answer a couple questions for you, I got you. I totally get that. But if you know that you need some support, that you'd like to work with some, with a couple of more people as well, like I said, I'm putting together a coaching program for 5 people. We're going to start in about a week and a half. It's going to go 2 to 2.5 weeks. And we are going to cover everything that you need to have covered to be successful in your job search. So go ahead, click on my my Calendly scheduler, set up 20 minutes with me. We'll talk, we'll figure this thing out, and we'll go from there. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If there's anything at all I can do for you, connect with me on LinkedIn. That's the best place. I'm usually sitting here working on my computer and I get all these little pop-up messages, which is really cool. So don't even hesitate to do that. I'm super easy to talk to. And if I am online and I see it, I will respond immediately. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.